what you don't know is that there's quite a wind, and it's just caught me off guard. So I was just pedaling idly along, noticing that I'd forgot to recharge my Wahoo Speed Play power link pedals and taking in the sights. And by sights I mean a bloody beautiful sunrise, and it's coming up later and later, and that gives me cause for concern because I don't like it when it gets closer to winter. Do you see my kit? I'm not sure. It's dark, and it's not that early. It's February the 3rd, and second ride in a row in this kit. And of course, yes, when I got home yesterday, I washed it. Number one rule of cycling clothing, never wear it 2 days in a row without washing. But I'm wearing it 2 days in a row today because it's part of a review. And I'm going to tell you a lot more about it. I'm going to actually write some content about it. So if you're watching this video and you want to know thoughts that aren't just coming to mind as I pedal along in the dark, jump onto ridemedia.com.au and have a read, because I'll put down some more considered observations about the Santini Mirage jersey and the Redux knicks. I'm at the spot where it goes from quiet and tranquil and solitary to people around. No news for regular watchers, but I have no idea where I'm going. Anyway, I'll figure that out now, and then the next scene you'll see is where I'll be. I can stop for a second. 6:01. Alright, that's what I'm going to be talking about. A little cooling spray early in the morning on what was well, it's been a hot couple of days in Sydney. Oh my god, had a swim yesterday. Arvo was bloody beautiful. Just got to time the tides a little bit better, but you know me and the tides. Maybe if you watch this channel, you understand that I talk about tides all the time. Wipe that lens. So kit. Now, one of the concerns, this. I call it the sleeve creep. I only just thought of that expression right then as I said it. Which is to say, you start out the ride with them now in pretty much exactly the spot that you want them, and then as you ride they just sort of creep up. Sleeve creep, you can use it if you like. Same happens too, but it's a little different story with the legs, so I'll tell you a bit more in a sec because I'm coming up to an intersection. So, legs. It's sort of a leg creep, but it's got great gripper. And I think what needs to happen is a tiny little bit of extra length added on account of these being medium, because I actually asked for medium in the thought process, or thinking that maybe the smalls, which I had a different set of Santini knicks for, weren't long enough because they did their sizing based on length as well as like tightness. Does that make sense? Anyway, what I also would say is that they need a better taper, like a little bit more, because I don't have quads like Hank Vogel's. I mean, I don't have the power of Hank Vogel's, I don't have the reputation of Hank Vogel's. I've just got my little legs, you know, and when I'm standing, this looks like that. So it just needs to come in a little bit, I think, you know, at the bottom. and a little bit of extra length. So I'm going to talk to Adrian from Bike Sports, who also, he's the product manager for Santini. I'm going to say to him, is there one range which is a bit shorter, and even though this is called the Race Fit, is there one that's like a little bit more sculpted? Because these Redux knicks, everything else about them, the bibs, the chamois, the material, the gripper, it's all absolutely first class. I'm just trying to get the leg situation right to avoid the thigh creep or something. You know, the creeping up of the thigh, because it's not quite fitted exactly around my quadricep like I'd like. Does that make sense? I hope so. So, talking about the legs, okay, just to be clear, they eventually settle, but I just like them to fit. Like when you pull them on, position them, ride. Don't sort of think, are they going to settle on my quads? You know, so all's well that ends well, albeit a little higher than I would really like, but you know, these things happen. What the dickens? I do this joke every time, because that's the statue of Charles Dickens, and I always do that, like, I don't know why, but anyway, through the, I forget what these are called, but they're trees. Sorry Philip, my brother, who likes those trees. I've forgotten what they're called. Anyway, continuing. Now, a lap and a half in this park. Time to go. Going south. Easy Friday ride. Cruise down, probably see my mate Macca and his dog Nundy, have a chat. Okay. Let's see what else I can tell you about this clothing. I'm actually going to talk to a friend of mine who's worked for a whole lot of sporting fashion labels, and she's going to give me some tech details on sporting clothing. And we're going to pull out brand after brand and just sort of analyse it and get her perspective rather than just the cyclist perspective. What do you think of that idea? I think it's sort of long overdue. So I did catch up with Macca, like I said I would, and I learned a thing or two. I always learn a thing or two, if you know, by stopping and having a chat with someone who knows a lot about the area. Just behind me used to be, I think he said, the biggest power station in Australia, Bunurong Power Station. I didn't know that. Kind of where the bus depot is, people who come here and didn't know that either. And what else? Yesterday, sea temperature, Sydney, not in the bay, but in the ocean, 25.1 degrees. Yeah, madness. The world's gone crazy. And then there's a bit of fish out there. Look at that. Look at that. What's going on? Anyway, you don't know, I don't know. Fish are jumping because summer is, what is it? Oh, summertime, and the fish are jumping. Absolutely, indeed, fish are jumping. Fishermen are everywhere, but they're not where the fish are jumping. Anyway, there, my observation. Lucky there wasn't a bloody pole in the road, because I haven't been looking where I'm going. 25.1 degrees, and someone caught a barracuda just there the other day. And as Macca said, that's a reef fish, like a tropical fish. So what's going on? If you don't think global warming's happening, jump in the ocean in Sydney in February 2023 and get a little bit of a confirmation. And then, in case you don't think, if you think that people are getting a little bit more savvy and hip to the groove with their management of their fossil fuel consumption. Take a look at the roads of Sydney in February in 2023. Now that school's back, holy, it's mayhem out there. Total and utter mayhem. Anyway, I'm just going to these idle little quiet spots, watching an A380 from Emirates come in, burning a bit more fossil fuel, and waiting for a little bit more fish action. I sort of hope that I might see a dolphin with all those fish, but maybe the dolphins are like, God damn, I'm getting out of here, I'm going to Antarctica, this is too hot. If dolphins said, God damn it, I don't think they would. Anyway, keep an eye out for whatever's out there in the waters, and, you know, it's all happening. I tell you about the summertime bit and the fish are jumping bit. Look at these birds, they're not hanging around because they're just like the vibe. There's fish everywhere. Wow, what a weird day. Really strange day. So anyway, I'd love to just poke my head over those rocks and see what they're all jumping in for, but I'm not going to because I'm on my bicycle. All right. Yeah, nice ride, lazy, great kid. Few adjustments required to make it perfect, but still bloody good.